So baby, sit down, let's over. I wanna kiss you. And baby, sit down, let's over.
Hey guys, hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Sam.
And I'm Josh.
And we are
Josh and Sam.
Alright, we got another good review for you today. Do you want to introduce the video?
Yeah, I can definitely do this. So, guys, I don't know if you guys know, but we just got engaged. Back in February.
Yes.
So we're very excited about that. So in honor of that, we decided to do a video, reaction video to what's the worst thing your mother-in-law has said to you.
Yes, I think it's going to be a great video. I feel like my mother-in-law is going to be great. What about you?
You say your mother-in-law?
Yeah, I feel like my mother.
Yeah,
I feel like
I think yours.
Oh, okay, no, sorry. No. She's great, and she's
her mama cool. Yeah, her mama cool.
All right.
What's the worst thing your mother-in-law has said to you? I'll go first. The very last message that my mother-in-law sent me before I blocked her forever was asking me, "Are you sure you haven't had too much? You should call Luke at work and tell him it's just too soon." Me being stupid, I thought she was talking about alcohol, but I was like, that doesn't make any sense. So I sent it to other people to interpret all of her messages. Mind you, she called me the devil, she called me the ultimate sinner. She basically made it very clear that she didn't want us together. Everyone interpreted it as if she was asking me if I've had too much of the relationship yet. Should I call Luke at work and just tell him I'm not ready to be married? It's too soon? Mind you, we've been married for 2 years.
Baby, she did not like you.
What's the worst thing your mother-in-law has said to you?
My mother-in-law asked my husband right in front of me why he couldn't go find a black woman to marry so he can be with his own kind. Now, if that's not racist, I don't know what is. But the reason it made me laugh is because my mother-in-law is white. My husband is only half black.
Oh my God.
He's half white. So by her incredibly racist logic, shouldn't he find somebody that's half white and half black? Because that would be his own kind? She also told my daughters that they didn't need to be sad that my mom was dying because they always had her as a grandma.
Oh
my 4-year-old, who was 2.5 at the time, literally cried for 3 hours because she didn't know grandma was dying yet. Fuck you, Sandy!
What's the worst thing your mother-in-law has said to you?
I have been waiting for a stitch like this. Oh my God. Okay, so anybody that knows me in my real life knows that I married into a really fucked up family. Like, yeah, I'm not anymore. I'm divorced now. But holy fuck. My mother-in-law, I've got stories, holy shit. But is at her house one of the million times that I forgave her for the stories I got about her. I don't know, maybe I'll one day share some fucked up stories. But she looked at me and she said, "You are lucky that incest is frowned upon."
Huh?
I was like, what? And at this time I was like 18, 19. I'm like, no, I would have been 19. I was pregnant with our child. I was like, huh? She's like, yeah. Because if he could sleep with me without being frowned upon, he wouldn't need you.
Oh,
Then wait a minute.
that took,
she completely went left. Like, wow.
That took a U-turn that I never expected.
Ew, baby, you need to leave that. I'm glad. Be glad that you divorced out that family.
Because once you left, that probably is what happened. Once she left the family and got divorced, that's probably what happened.
That's absolutely crazy.
Maybe her son was, Mr. Bojangles. Maybe that's why she was into him.
No, man, that is not an excuse. No, it's not one.
It's not an excuse. I'm just saying.
It's disgusting.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Hey, you dodged a bullet.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say.
I don't even know if that's real.
What's the worst thing your mother-in-law has said to you?
So I thought my
Receipts.
my soon-to-be mother-in-law liked me, but she keeps telling me no. And she won't let me do stuff. I keep asking like once a month for one thing, and she won't give it to me. I just don't understand. Maybe this is one of the text messages from her. Maybe y'all can understand this.
Are you trying to break up with her son?
Okay.
What's the worst thing
I thought it was
your
gonna be worse.
mother-in-law
Me too.
has said to you?
That I can't give my husband back.
Okay. You better be grateful. He working.
What's the worst thing your mother-in-law has said to you?
Ooh.
So my mother-in-law didn't say this directly to
deserved
me.
it.
She said it to my husband, but the day that we brought home Dawson from the hospital, we were calling her to invite her over. There had been some drama beforehand, but we were still going to call her and invite her to see her grandson. It was her first biological grandchild. And before we could call her, she blew up my husband's phone asking where we were because she was at the hospital uninvited. And when he called her back, she started arguing with him and ultimately told him that I should have died during my C-section.
Wow.
So yes, my mother-in-law told my husband she wished that I had died during my C-section.
You gotta go.
Oh yeah,
You gotta go.
can't see the child. Absolutely not. Cannot see the child. Can't see your husband.
Yeah. My mom wouldn't. No.
Yeah, you gotta let her go.
My mom. I wouldn't see my mom for a while after that.
Oh yeah, that's very hurtful. That is extremely hurtful. You have no reason to say that at all.
Yeah, at all. That's
Cut that lady off. I'm sorry. Not sorry. That was terrible.
yeah.
That's terrible.
Wish she died. Like wishing death on anybody is like crazy because it can come back and bite you. But at the same time, like she had your grandchild, like, and just because you didn't get to see the child when you wanted to, you behave like that. Come on.
No.
You need to drop her name.
No.
Name drop her.
That is so terrible.
That's
you cannot forgive her for that.
Yeah.
I mean, you can. It'll be later on. It'll be years down the line. But that was very hurtful. I'm so sorry you had to experience that.
Worst thing your mother-in-law has said to you?
After I got married, my mother-in-law told me that she has a no return policy. And that was really hard to take. I wasn't prepared for that kind of hate from family.
What's the worst thing your mother-in-law has said to you?
I got this one. We got on a conversation on where her kids came from, like who their dad was. A married man. She's very proud of that. Whatever. She then proceeds to tell me that as a wife, I need to shut my mouth and accept the fact that her son will be having side chicks. As the side chick, she needs to learn her place. And I'm looking at her like, what are you talking about? So then she proceeds to tell me that his side chick was going there for holidays, going over to the mom's house just forever, bringing her kids over, like they're one big fucking happy family. Have I ever been fucking invited? No. Have I been over for holidays? No. And then looked at her like, what happened to you? She then told me that this is the life and that I basically just need to accept it and be a lady and keep my mouth shut. Bitch, you got the wrong.
Leave, girl, leave quickly. She said the side chick come over for the holiday. Baby, she the family. She the wife.
Yeah.
You the side chick. No, man.
And the side chick don't know her place, is what it sounds like.
Place. She there. She like the side chick, but if she like you,
Yeah.
leave it
So
alone.
the side chick is playing the wife role.
You the side chick, baby.
Yeah.
How do you not get invited to holidays and you married?
Yeah, that you definitely the side chick now.
No, ma'am. No. Ain't no way.
Your mother-in-law has said to you?
Now, I really started to think our relationship was getting better too. But the other day, she looked at me and said, I can't take him back. You married him. He's your problem now. And I just would like to know where she got the audacity.
Those are cute.
What's the worst thing your mother-in-law has ever said to you?
Did not have a
Hi
accent
guys,
falling
so
out.
I've been a student for a while, but I've always been like, don't cause drama where there is no drama. But considering everything that's happening, I would like to be a bit vocal because I just feel like me and Dan are not married, but I still consider his mum my mother-in-law because me and Dan have a kid, so she will inevitably forever be in my life through my son. But I've always had a few issues with her because she always thought like her sons could do no wrong. She's got 2 sons. She could think they could do no wrong. So anytime I've lent to her for support, I've had shocking responses. So there's 3 situations I want to speak about. So the first one is I was just found out I'm pregnant. So I was about 2.5 months pregnant, 3 months pregnant. And Dan had gone to Zagat to a festival. Now he had the tickets booked beforehand, but that's not the point here. So he went and he was doing just like a lot of drugs, and I was just left in London, just pregnant, in shock, and just feeling alone. So I asked him to sort of come back early, and he didn't want to because he was having too much fun, and he was just taking so many drugs. So I wrote a really long email to his mum just sort of saying that I was worried about his drug intake. I was pregnant with, obviously she knew I was pregnant, so I was saying, you know, I'm just worried and I just need some support from her to make sure that when he comes back she'll sit him down and be like, listen, like, you're gonna have a kid now, you can't just keep going out and doing what you're doing. So I wrote this really long email and I sent it to her. Shit you not, she replied the next day and her email back said, I really wish you'd slept on this email before you sent it to me. Disregarded the fact that I told her son was taking so many drugs it was worrying me. None of it. Second worst thing, I can't really weigh out which one's worse, but my brother passed away on the 6th of January this year and she came to stay with us in April, so 3 months after. And me and Dan were having sort of just in a bad place, having a couple of arguments, and she decided to come and have a go at me during a very dark period of my life, and she was having a go at me and she was just saying this behaviour's, you know, it's unacceptable, it can't go on like this. And I was like, do you mind? I was like, I'm going through a really hard time right now. And she dead straight looked me in the face and went, yeah, we can't lean on that. It's been 3 months, not 3 years. And even if it was 3 years, who the fuck are you? Anyway, last one. It wasn't to me, it was to my parents. And I could not believe that she'd done this. So this is the same trip. My parents invited her around for dinner because every time she comes to London, my parents are, I can be crazy at times or I can be angry and I can be whatever, but they are gentle souls. Like my parents are the gentlest souls I know. So we're at this dinner and she's just being really weird and just really distant, and my mum has to bring it up herself. She goes, oh yeah, it's been a really hard year for us. Dan's mum turns around and goes, yeah, it's been a really hard year for everyone. Yeah.
I think the reason why she ignored the first one with her son being on drugs is because she knew.
Yeah,
Yeah.
enabler all the way.
And maybe not even enabler. She just feels like it's nothing I can do. Like, that's your issue now. I can't change him. He's stuck in that.
Yeah.
So
I think she's just very just rude and inconsiderate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't think we'll have to go through that.
No.
We've been together for a good amount of time, and our, you know, even though, you know, there may have been differences, we've never let our parents overtake or have such an input that'll affect our relationship.
No.
And that's why we're engaged now, because we make our own decisions and we're grown.
Oh, okay. So definitely want to hear more stories. I know you guys have plenty of stories.
Yeah.
I know it. So please drop them comments. If you made it this far, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Or you can comment, subscribe, and like.
Either way, either or. Thanks for watching.
That thing is clapping.
So baby, sit down, let's over.